Welcome, welcome. Sun Says is back. It's been a minute since I did a weekly recap, America. I do apologize for that. You guys know I like to open up with any RIPs for any major losses we may have suffered. And I have not suffered many losses like this one right here. As most of y'all know, Udonis has been my dude. Yeah, my dude since 2015. This was actually a picture from the day that I rescued him. First day he showed up at the house, I was only supposed to watch him for like a week or two till he found his forever home. He walked in doing that, hopped right in the bed, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm keeping this guy. He traveled across the country essentially. He rode up to Baltimore and lived up there with me for about 4 months. He's lived in North Carolina. He lived in downtown Orlando at 55 West, literally in a high rise. He's lived in PSL. He's lived in Tampa. He lived in St. Pete. It just kind of got to a point. I knew about 3 months ago his health was starting to go on him. His hips were starting to go where he couldn't jump up on anything anymore. He wasn't really eating that much. His panting was getting heavy. He like I could feel him having these like heart palpitations at times that just he couldn't slow down and he would just make these sad noises. But he had a legendary run that first week where he was gone. May 2nd was the day that I had to do it, and that whole week leading up to it was I was a wreck. I was in bad shape. The week following that, I was in bad shape. Week following that, I was in bad shape. I was still trying to get these recorded and do that stuff, but I just was debilitated. I would just start doing stuff and then just drop and cry. And again, you kind of underestimate how much time you spend with a dog like that over the course of what are you doing? Over the course of 10 years. It was 2, 3 walks a day. He went through hurricanes with me. He was there with me at the beginning of my actual like DJ career, so to speak. Once I got him, I was kind of at a point where I was trying to be more professional anyway. I was tired of DJing 5, 6, sometimes 7 nights a week. I wanted to level up. That's where we started the smokehouse thing. We did level up. I definitely bumped up my pay significantly during that run. And then he was with me through that transition into becoming more private event, weddings, that sort of thing. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a wedding just at Nova 535 right up the road. And it was the first wedding I had without him. And that morning, I was debilitated. Like I got up early. Instead of getting 2 walks in plus something to eat before I left, there was just nothing to do. And got to the venue super early, just kind of lingering around. I was doing everything possible to just not think about it. And that led to me letting in some old bad habits. I basically didn't hit the gym for about 3.5 weeks. I tried to go for like one day, and it was just too much. And essentially, the only thing I could do was football practice. the The last day we spent with each other, I took him to the Picnic Island Park. It's like a dog beach. He had Burger King for breakfast basically that whole week. He had Popeyes for dinner basically that whole week, and he never liked the vet. It was always like a high anxiety ordeal whenever we went there. So I had somebody actually come to the house to let him go, and it's crazy that I can talk about it now without just bursting out in tears. But originally, I was going to drop one of these to talk about him and do all that, but I got the D2 episode out. I got the Jared episode out. Those were edited pretty well. I probably could have edited better, but I was still just trying to maintain my consistency and, fill the time and make it seem like I wasn't as rough as I was. But yeah, RIP to the big homie, big Udonis Stormborn. I have a little memorial thing that I guess I can post if you guys want to post like any pictures or memories with him or anything like that. But that dude changed my whole life around. He met me at a point where I was still trying to figure out what it is I wanted to do. I just needed a little bit more, I guess, of a streamlined plan, a little bit more discipline, and he forced it upon me. For Udonis, I will be forever thankful. That dude is the love of my life. That is my best friend that I've literally ever had, and he banged me up. But thanks to the Merciful Project, come here, bub, come here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ugh. My smile has returned. I am happy once again. This is Piccolo. Um, I've been kind of watching the rescue pages and all that for about 2 weeks, just casually. My cousin Brittany basically said, I was going off about how I'll never have another dog and I can't take the pain and all that. And she spun it around on me, essentially saying, you should show another dog how good they can have it and give another dog that same treatment that that guy got. So, I believe in adopt, don't shop. What's up, man? I kind of just kept my eyes peeled. I had applied for like an older dog, just a smaller one, to save myself from all the breed restriction issues that I always found myself running into with him. Always found a loophole, but I figured if I could find something smaller where I didn't have to worry about it, that'd be sweet. And I kind of just bumped into this litter. I went in there last Friday and said, you know what, I'll just go see. But there's no way he's gonna be chill. I'll probably walk in and he'll bite me and not like me and hide from me and everything else. But it took him a whole 20 minutes before he was just attached to me. At this point now, all we do is nap and play and do gangsta stuff. So this is Piccolo. Streets know. Welcome, Piccolo. Thank you again, Merciful Project. They just got another litter in of a, I believe they're like little Chihuahua mixes. They got one in there named Hulk that I was playing with the other day. Yeah, you remember him. He may have to come back here too. But make sure if you guys are interested in any animals, anything like that, before you go to a breeder, or before you say, oh, I just want a dog, before you get to that point, let's go ahead and just check the fosters. You might want an older dog that's already housebroken. Everybody likes puppies and everything like that, but they are a completely different situation, I guess I should say. Hey, no bite, no bite, no bite. Completely different situation. But this guy, so far, I mean, he has not pooped in the house once. He's already starting to get pee outside down. He plays well with other dogs. He's been nice to every person that he's met. He basically just wants to hang around all day. He went to Publix with me yesterday. He went to Wawa. He's been balling. So he again, Merciful Project, amazing people over there. Make sure you check out their site. They have a whole bunch of other dogs that I wish I had the space for, but for right now, we'll get Piccolo right, and then we'll work on the other ones. But I figured since I was so busy last week, I kind of fell behind on this whole Diddy trial and everything else. So let's talk about that a little bit, huh? Let's talk about what's going on with Puff. So there's all sorts of crazy things coming out. I want to pull up the one that's kind of the rundown of everything. Here we go. So now there's a lot of people testifying. You want to sit back down? I got you. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye, everybody. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Just don't bite the cables, okay? Go play with your squid. That's a good boy. No, you gotta go. Um, so we'll start with what Kid Cudi was testifying about. Again, this isn't rumors. This isn't speculation. This thing is already in trial. He's essentially Puff is under trial for human trafficking, sex trafficking, major charges. We've all seen the videos of the Cassie stuff, but now there's other angles and other things that are coming out that are even worse. That was settled way back when. She took some hush money and was like, whatever, I just want to be done with this situation. But now that there's essentially a RICO involved and she's being summoned by like a higher court, there's no rules. Nothing matters. So now everybody can come out and say whatever they got to say freely and confidently. And Kid Cudi was a big one because Cudi, he is one of those artists that's friends with a lot of artists. He kind of minds his own business, but he is, I guess, more involved in Hollywood. He does have a lot of other Hollywood friends. You'll see him at other parties, involving himself in supporting other people. But essentially, you don't really hear people talking about Cuddy's a terrible person or, he's a scumbag, anything like that. For the most part, he stands on what he stands on, and he's a pretty cool dude. But apparently, you know, Cuddy was under the impression that Cassie and Diddy were broken up. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Cassie, but she is insanely gorgeous, even to this day. So aside from, knowing Puff's crazy and all that, Cuddy was just trying to make a play on a fellow celebrity who is attractive. Diddy did not appreciate that, even though there are multiple reports. His bodyguard came out and said it. Cassie came out and said it. Puff used to hire male prostitutes to, like, pee on Cassie and do all kinds of wild stuff with her while he watched, or while he filmed, or while both. Wouldn't even be involved with it, just watching it and paying for it, essentially. So to me, this is like a whole nother level of narcissism where you think you can do that to someone, and then if they want to pursue a healthy relationship with someone else on their own, you won't allow that. So he allegedly, not really allegedly, but allegedly broke into Cuddy's house and moved the security cameras. This is where I drew the line and was like, all right, I already drew the line at Cassie because I was messed up. Human trafficking, I'm not with. You beat up his dog after you broke into his house? That's whack as fuck, bro. Like, threw the cage after, apparently. Beat the dog's ass. Probably traumatized the dog forever. And then just threw it in a cage. I just got this dude. He don't got a cage. He's got a little playpen thing that I can tuck him in. Udonis never did well in cages or even in a harness for the most part. It just turned into rage. So that's not it. He went through all of Cuddy's belongings, like trashed his stuff, went through all of his drawers, went through everything, apparently went through his jewelry, all that, and not even taking anything, just messing with it just to let him know that he can mess with it, which is maniacal. And then blew up this man's car. Like, the story goes, essentially he called Cuddy to come over to Cuddy's house. When he got there, the car was on fire, and Puff was just standing there looking like the Green Goblin. He kind of just, I think it was this one, yeah. So this is the car after it was blown up. Some people argue that this wasn't that blown up. My brother in Christ. That's not how a car's supposed to look. My brother in Christ. That's fire damage. Fire damage smells bad, it looks bad, and you don't want to have fire damage in what looks to be some sort of luxury sports car. The red interior like that goes hard. Maybe a flame. Honestly, even a little flame, like, stitching wouldn't look that cool. So definitely don't be blowing my car up, bro. The fact that this is, like, not just a rumor, these are in court and, like, it's being brought up, that actually isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, dude, it's a Molotov cocktail. You don't throw that in people's cars, especially for messing around with a girl that you're not even with, that you broke up with and beat the crap out of. Makes zero sense, besides the fact that he's clearly one of the most narcissistic human beings ever created. But where it really gets sticky is, if you remember back when Obama was first running, and technically on that second run, Puff was one of the, like, vote or die, I believe, was created by him. He was really, really, really big on pushing the Democratic Party, and it almost seemed like, he was trying to make hip-hop as a part of the Democratic Party as anything else, which was always weird to me. I'm like, all right, these are politicians. Politicians are scammers. I know most rappers are scammers, but seeing the two of them just, like, commingle never really went well for me. I never really trusted it. I don't really trust anybody, though, so take that with a grain of salt. But what I find crazy is Puff's old drug runner, the guy that used to supply all the drugs for the parties. Apparently, Puff was just taking drugs daily just to like operate and maneuver. So this guy was probably pretty busy. So he not only was supplying the drugs for Puff, the Puff parties, the Puff associates, he claims that he was hooking up Obama. He was picking up, yeah, this says he was picking up perks for him. He was picking up beans, like MDMA for him. He's picking up all kinds of stuff for not only Puff, but for former President Obama. And I got deep into conspiracies way before everybody was deep into conspiracies and almost ruining them. But there was a lot of talk pre COVID, pre everything else about him, Hillary, that whole party's involvement with human trafficking. All that, I believe it was Oprah, her foundation in Haiti was under a lot of, I guess, scrutiny because it basically seemed like she was over there just plucking kids out, and she would have Obama or Ellen or somebody else come over there and throw some thumbs up and make it look like they were all doing really well over there. But apparently, that was just a factory to steal children. Not saying that's true. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. But it's starting to get to the point where some of these guys are too involved in the same repetitive stories that are in court. And I don't think you can continue to just keep ignoring them at all. And I think the way they operated, especially the Obama administration, they felt like they could just put stuff right in our face. And, we weren't smart enough to pick up on it. Or even better, we could catch them red-handed and they would just be like, oh, okay, who's going to believe you? But now it's at the point where so much stuff is coming out that is just like, yeah, I don't know. It makes me real nervous. I'm interested to see who else is going to be on this trial. Literally, they were taking Obama-shaped pills. They had a pill press that did it in that style. I mean, I don't know. Again, this is more Puff, Cuddy, all kinds of just weird stuff. Even Terrence Howard. I was looking it up. Terrence Howard said probably a month or two ago, before any of the trial stuff even started, that he talks about all the time how he got ran out of Hollywood. Part of that might be because Terrence Howard starts talking about astrophysics and all this other stuff, and it freaks people out. Well, no one asked for it. He just starts rambling about some super super high level stuff that again nobody understands, and nobody asked for. So I could see people just getting tired of him always just brr, 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 brr. But I could also see Diddy trying to make a play on him. Apparently, he was like hitting him up and staring at him all weird, and it just made Terrence uncomfortable. Terrence's assistant said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I think he's trying to pipe." And Terrence was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good on all that." But apparently, Diddy's the kind of petty where, oh, you saw me making an advance and you didn't go with it. I'm gonna ruin your career. Allegedly did that with him. There's even deeper cut rumors that maybe as this goes along, I'll talk about later. But the Michael Jackson stuff, while everybody was on Michael and like saying, he's watch out with him and the kids, watch out for Michael. Michael was trying to tell people to watch out for Diddy, Puff, and that was kind of at a point. You got to think when those timelines kind of intersected. That's when Michael's superstardom had kind of faded off, and he was holding the baby on the balcony and doing all the wild stuff. But Puff was going like this. Puff had J-Lo carrying guns in the club, and nobody made a big deal about it because Puff was so cool. But I mean, when you make songs like "I'll Be Missing You" and "I Need a Girl Part 2," they let you get away with some stuff. Shit, ask Kels.
A brain bleed
Speaking
is
of Kels, this is one of the same security guards that's been talking. He's been talking on the record. I believe he's going to testify too. But Jamie Foxx. Remember when Jamie Foxx got sick around COVID? They were like, yo, he's in bad health. He might not make it. They thought it was going to be a Chadwick Boseman situation. apparently Diddy just poisoned him.
which caused his 2023 hospitalization. In his Netflix show, he compared Combs to the devil in revealing his near-death experience after a brain bleed and stroke. He said, I say this all the time. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel. I thought, shit, have I gone to the wrong place? I looked at the end of a tunnel and I thought I saw the devil saying, come on. Or was that Puffy? I'm effing around, but if that was Puffy at a flaming bottle of Johnson, and no, I'm just kidding, I think that you have taken that to be a not too oblique reference to the fact that he's suggesting he may too have been poisoned.
Jamie Foxx said out of his mouth that his partner handed him an Advil, and after he took that Advil, he woke up 22 days later. That's what he said out of his mouth. I feel like us as a species, I feel like human skepticism has become a virus, because if we don't trust the words of our peers, where are we as a species? You know, eyewitness testimony and circumstantial evidence is enough to get a person a life sentence in any court on the earth. Why is it that when people are whistleblowing and putting their life and livelihood on the line, they receive so much scrutiny?
Well, with all due respect, Jamie has made some bangers, but did he make I'll Be Missing You? Beautiful song. They played at funerals. I mean, that's why, unfortunately, as a species, it's not about what I think is right, what I think is wrong. It's more about who do I prefer to be right and who do I prefer to be lying. And over the last, let's say, 30 years, because you got to go back to like the Biggie stuff, if Puffy actually killed Biggie and supposedly was involved with killing Pac. Let's go back 35 years. For the last 35 years, anytime Puff stuff came up, people automatically wanted to be like, no, hell no. But now you're starting, it's flipped. Now it's starting to get to the point where something else comes out about Diddy. You're just like, well, holy shit. Clearly he did that. So you almost have to watch for what's random and just coming out of nowhere and what you could kind of trail back to. Where can I track any of this stuff that this guy's saying? And I mean, well, Diddy was always known for throwing the big parties like out on this side, I guess on the East Coast. But from what I understand, Jamie Foxx has always thrown the legendary LA Hollywood parties. Jamie Foxx parties are the move. Supposedly not freak-offs like Diddy parties, but still wild, still crazy. Not, I'm guessing not as rapey would be my best bet, because it seems like people have always liked those. And I can see, again, you want to talk about a complete narcissistic sociopath like Puff? You're throwing better parties than me. You ran your mouth about me. You talked about me. You think you're so big and bad? Poison. Done. So, I mean, to mess with Jamie Foxx, Willie Beeman, you got the ladies, got him screaming. That's crazy to me. Cuddy, blow his car up. You leave Jamie out of this. Honestly, leave Terrence Howard out of this too. Jesus Christ. Yeah. When Puff blew up Cuddy's car, he said bro was just standing there like Thanos. Just, now what? Looking him right in his face, which, I mean, clearly he has no remorse for any of the stuff he had been doing or anything he was doing. But I mean, bro, like, to think you can just blow someone's car up and then be like, yeah, you want a bottle of water? You have to be so confident and so comfortable that you're not going to get caught, or that if you do get caught, it's going to get swept under the rug. And how can you be that confident? When you're a celebrity, people look to tear you down. So anytime they can get a chance to kind of get a notch on their belt, the police can get a notch on their belt, they're going to take it. So for him to be moving this recklessly and this wildly tells me that he had protection probably at the highest level. Hate to say it, that goes back to the Obama administration and whatever politicians. Could have been the Clinton administration. He could have had Bush too. Like, who knows? But I know for a fact he had such a heavy hand in the hip hop community that those politicians will definitely protect him if he can help sway some votes. And he absolutely 1000% helped sway some votes. He had the whole voter die thing, like I said, like, I didn't even remember that till I started talking about this, but he has done so much that some of those higher powers probably almost felt obligated to protect him and make sure that he was good to go. Because if he wasn't, bitch, I might not win this next election. And they didn't win this next election. And now look at how all the dominoes are starting to fall. You're starting to see a lot of people get caught up in a lot of stuff that in the past was kind of covered up. So, I mean, I'm gonna stay posted on this. We have more trial stuff this week as the craziness ensues. I'll kind of pull that up. But I actually got a message from a local Tampa artist. His name's Young Hub. Shout out to Young Hub. He shot me over a couple of tracks off his new mixtape. I hadn't done any mixtape reviews or any music reviews really on here, but not a bad idea. I do DJ all types of events, and as a just an overall music head, I don't mind it.
Young Nab, baby.
We'll give this about a minute and a half. I like this one. I think I like Wait more. High quality production. Whoever did mix down and master knows what they're doing. Very crispy, cleaning the headphones. Yes.
Perception only is the most. Still with you, man, tomorrow and today. I ain't here to waste no time. Every day on my mind, running God just to go and pray. Had thoughts be in my way. Tell me what's on your mind, baby. I ain't here to waste no time. Only love is always on your mind. Have you ever went broke? See a crack up at the door. See you really wanna go through, but it's the devil at the door. My daughter never.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go to hell, and that is for sure. Go to therapy, I choose it, but therapy is my music. Yeah, yo. If you ever paid attention, don't ever hear the music, hear the lyrics, baby. Gon' take advantage, make my soul cry. This is my reality.
Bring that motherfucking hook back, bitch.
A chink up in the standards, how the hell we gon' manage, man? Now what we got? Life with you, it ain't what I want.
So maybe I changed my mind. I might like Soul Cry more. But I appreciate any music that's not trying to be some other shit. I can tell by the way this is produced. I don't know if Young Hub also made the beat himself. It just ties in very well with the lyrics. The way it's emotionally trying to not draw a reaction out of you, but at least get a little bit like, hey man, like I'm trying to tell y'all something semi-important here. Don't let it get lost in the mud. That's what happens with a lot of people that are just trying to copy a sound or copy a style. I think what he's doing here is more, I wouldn't want to call it emo rap because that makes it sound like, you know, Blink 182 on a track, but it is a little bit more emotionally driven. It's almost like when Giveon starts to like push a little bit more and not be as like singy. Maybe even, I don't know if you listen to I Don't Know. He has certain flows like this where he's trying to actually like tell y'all something and have his soul cry for you a little bit. So I'm with this. I'm with this one. This is my content computer, not my music computer. So I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna play it out live a few times and try to get some videos for bro, because I like that one. Now let's bump Wait, featuring K Love.
Gotcha.
Sounds like the same producer.
Yeah, I got you. See, we and you, we already done. Yeah, we already done. Left, right, left.
Again, the mix down and the master. So your mix down is when you take, let's say right here is the vocals, right here is the drums, right here is all your high end, right here is sound effects, right here is this. when you mix them down, you have to make sure everything's at essentially an even level. They all flow together and it all makes sense. Whoever did this mix down and this master, the master just makes sure everything's even and it sounds clean essentially. Whoever did those knows what the hell they're doing. This just you can tell it sounds professional. He could have done this on a laptop with no equipment, or this could have been made in like a real deal legit studio. But either which way, shout outs to the mix and master guy.
Yeah, every day we living, our life is never sold out. We're adults and now we chillin', doing better than our own. This crazy life we sort of living, high life we on the road. Thinking about our little children running rough throughout our old house. In the past we used to eat on covers and pray. Fast forward, we in 3 houses, we could choose where we stay. A lot of memories and patience, how we let it dismay. We both towards it, so how we let it break off in May. And wanna say I'm moving forward, but I still feel some doubt. And wanna say you was the one, like I felt by the house. I'm stressing you out, all the disrespect that come out your mouth. I gotta stand tall behind you while I'm stretching you out. And so I wait, patiently running out of space. I be wanna settle down, but you don't miss me no way. I be wanna settle down, but you don't miss me no way. I be wanna settle down, but you don't miss me no way. So I wait, patiently running out of space. I be wanna settle down, but you don't miss me no way. I be wanna settle down, but you don't miss me no way. I be wanna settle down, but you don't miss me no way.
Young Hub, keep sending shit, man. Send me some more shit. And I do not know this man. This man literally just sent me some shit being like, hey, review my shit, let me know. He didn't say it like that, but hey, Young Hub, I'm a fan. Keep sending it. I'm going to clip this in a little reel for you. Some free content for you, but you deserve it. This is hype.
Every day we living, our life is never sold out. We're dancing, now we chilling, doing better than our own. This crazy.
This is pure music. This is real. This is legit. This is the kind of stuff I bump right
Life we sort of living, high life we on the road. Thinking about our little children running rough throughout our old house.
Had to tell you slow down. I can't let you go out. Look how long I hold out. I become when you show out. Every day I'm with you, it's a mystery. I can't let you go cause we got so much history. Yeah. And I be wanting to settle down. But you don't miss me no way.
Absolute vibe. Shout outs to you too, K Love. I was in the history all this morning too. That shit busted. So yeah, I appreciate y'all boys. Y'all keep up the good work. I think that's all I got on that. I guess last and certainly not least, as you guys know, we rep Hollins Football out here. We make sure to let everybody know what time it is at all times. All right, turn the audio off. We had our spring game this week. Did not go the way we thought it was going to go. Bradenton Southeast, we played them in the spring game last year. This kid number 2, we essentially knew going into it, if we didn't hem him in, we were going to have a problem. We also knew 3 of their other receivers, essentially their tight end, number 1, and one of the other guys were all returning from last year. 2 backs were returning from last year. A lot of the offensive line was younger last year, so they stuck together. And then they kind of had an upgrade at quarterback, just a new kid with a little bit more passing experience. So we went into it knowing they're probably going to run a lot of the same stuff and just do it well and just be a little bit more finer tuned than last year. Where we weren't prepared, we started a lot of young kids. A lot that they got some varsity reps. Like a kid like Jermaine, by the 3rd varsity game, he was essentially the starting free safety. But guys like Keon, he had some varsity experience, not a bunch. D. Wright, some varsity experience, not a bunch. Mateo, a lot of them. Some varsity experience, not a bunch. And I think the game came a little fast for him. Isaiah hadn't played in 2 years. You know, it just wasn't what we wanted it to be. So, you know, we'll just run through a couple quick plays. But even something as simple as this. Isaiah made a great play right there. Forced the fumble. We should have momentum. We should be moving in the right direction. But he was kind of off after that when his shoulder was a little weird. Next thing you know, they start feeling it. They start feeling it. And then it became a game of these guys had been there before. They had been down, they had been up, they had done a whole season together. The team gelled, and the team knew what to expect out of each other. Versus we're a team that we know what to expect out of certain guys. We know that Aaron's going to go hard. We know Adrian's going to go hard. We know Jamal and Jermaine are two of the best players in the area. So are these guys. This little quartet right here are four of the most talented football players, not only in the area, but I've been around football 20 years. A lot of you guys know LaMarcus, Jeff, Albert Wilson, R.I.P. Justin Hughes. We've been around some excellent football players. These guys can hang. These guys would have played at Treasure Coast. No questions asked. They would have been pushing for some real deal spots. All these kids, if it was South Florida, they would already have offers. It's just a lot harder to get recruited out in this area. But either way, still gelling together. Keon's going to be one of the best linebackers in the area once he gets a little bit more confident in himself. Same with Eric. But again, it was essentially just a younger team, and they still were making mistakes. But a younger team versus the youngest team is essentially how I look at it. See? Eric showing flashes. All the guys showing flashes. So, like, we basically forced a punt on that first drive. It was looking good. Kwame Powell is the best wide receiver in Pinellas County. I'd go as far as to say it's Pasco County, too. Jamal Gordon is one of the most explosive athletes in the Tri-County area. We have guys that can do it. It just sucked to not be able to put it together. And I hate seeing this standing around, not picking your man up, just kind of watching the play. That's little kid stuff. They're intimidated. They're nervous. They'll get over that over time. Malachi is also one of the better football players on the team, one of the best in the area. Just an all-around dude. He's going to settle in a spot, and he's going to own it once we figure out what that spot is. But even us, so, got a punt. We come back out. They ran the exact offense that we knew they were going to run. Run it, set up the pass. Run it, set up the pass. Simple play action. Eric should have been in the flats after letting number 2 go, but nerves, a little too worked up. Seemed like everybody forgot what their fucking assignments were. Eric, what is the number one thing we're not allowed to do at defensive back? You cannot allow a free outside release when we're in cover 2 zone. Rule number 1. You're asking Jermaine to cover this seam and then also get over the top to help you. It's not going to work. So at the very least, you got to get hands on him and shoot him up. At least backside, we didn't get hands on, but we did not allow an outside release. It was an inside release. He didn't even look at that. He saw right here, hooked. Let it rip. So thank you for having the effort and the speed to tackle him after. But either way, it was just a lot of that. Both teams were making mistakes, but, can't play that high. Can't allow those simple little RPOs to keep breaking. So if you want to watch more of this film, I may sit down and break all of it down. Darren is going to be a monster. We just got to get a little bit more juice under him. But yeah, jump in. Just nerves, little simple things. And again, I like playing Southeast. They're a respectable group. Got to make those open field tackles like right there. Southeast coaching staff, they're really cool. Some of the coaching staffs out here, you can tell, just not the kind of people that I would vibe with. But this coaching staff was chill. Their guys were chill. The kids were very respectable. So not a bad word to say about them. They executed a game plan that we knew was coming. They threw a couple little twists in, a couple more motions, little things. But very, very simple and effective offense. And I like how they get down. Can't even hate on them. Defensively, same thing. Very simple. Nothing too outrageous, nothing too complicated. And their guys clearly understand it, and they can just go out and comfortably execute. So, I mean, our guys will get there. They're younger. They're hungry. This loss humbled most of them, I think. Yeah, goddamn, look at KP. I could watch this kid play all day. Woof. Hit the weight room, little boy. He got up begging for the ref to throw a flag. There was another play where he got beat by KP. I think it was this one. Yeah. And then he wants to tackle him out of bounds, being a hard ass. And then he threw a little extra at the top there. Here comes Coach Sut to make sure that boy gets his ass back. And I snitched on him for the ref. Made sure KP was good. Then it's like, hey, ref, tell him to watch that shit. And he was already, if you watch, again, we usually get horrible officials. Those officials called 6 back over to tell him, hey, man, I saw that little stuff you threw. And then that ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. So again, couple of those, it starts to get in your head. Then the little mistakes starting to feel a lot bigger. Then guys that are going 2 ways are starting to run out of gas. Then the offense on the other side is starting to run a few more tricks, and my eyes are playing tricks on me. And I saw a guy here, and all I know is this kid. If anybody on their team did not have a good day, it was this guy. Fix your face mask, son. The ref ain't helping you. Maybe if you wasn't swinging on people at the end of a play, the ref might be obligated to help you a little bit. But yeah, like some of these plays, it's just like, guys, what are we doing? Well, we saw flashes. We know what we have to work on. We know some guys can do certain things, other guys can do other things, and essentially that's what spring is for. Doesn't count on the record, but I'm the kind of guy that if I'm doing anything, I'm competing, and I want to win. Let alone do I not want to lose. I don't want to lose at all. I definitely don't want to get blown out. But either way, that's a weekly recap. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate your time, America. This thing has been picking up some steam. I'm getting more love on the streets. People actually like tuning in and checking it out. So I'll try to clip some more. Again, I apologize for the inconsistency over the last couple weeks. I think I was doing fine with the spring practices, but with the UD stuff, I just couldn't go. I was trying my hardest. I was doing what I could. I hate to call out. I hate to not be available. But I ain't never felt nothing like that before. But shout outs to Piccolo and the Merciful Project for helping bring my spirit back. I felt myself in a really dark hole there. And even it got to like the 3rd week. And I'm like, bro, am I just going to be like this forever? Because everyone kept telling me, oh, take your time, take your time. I still miss him every day. So I don't know how much time it was going to be. But at least with Piccolo, I'm back on a steady routine. I have to be disciplined again. Those like 3 weeks, no UD, no nothing, I felt like 2012 Sut. And for those that know 2012 Sut, we don't need him back out here. So, again, appreciate you. Stay safe, stay hydrated, adopt, don't shop. Peace, America.